Corcagina 2030 is an initiative established in 2018 by Dingle Hub, NEWKD, MARI and DSB networks to enable and support the societal changes needed to transition to a low-carbon society. The Dingle Hub, with the support of its Corcagina 2030 partners, has become involved in existing initiatives and initiated many others to help build social networks and to foster a vibrant and diverse ecosystem that stimulates ideas and collaboration. Involvement in such a diverse range of initiatives, from energy projects to agriculture and tourism, transport-related work, has shown us clearly that there is a need for an integrated, cross-sectoral and cross-geographical approach.
So there are two different dimensions to the partnership makeup. So on the one hand, we have the individual expertise that each partner brings. So we bring academic research expertise in engineering and also in sociology. ESB Networks brings the technology expertise to the partnership. Northeast West Kerry Development brings community development expertise. And Dingle Hub provides that strong focal point in the area in the Dingle Peninsula.
And the whole idea was that we felt that the peninsula should become a living laboratory and be a sort of an example of what's possible.
But we've also moved into this new area which is called engaged research, which is slightly different to what normal researchers do. Very often researchers will parachute in, they'll come into an area or into an organisation or a community, and they'll do interviews and they'll take data. We have a different approach. We're actually working with the communities that we're co-researching in a collaborative way. So we're part of the Dingle Peninsula 2030 collaboration, and at the same time we're co-creating research with our other partners.
One of the important aspects that we have in this project is being a listening base and a sounding board for the communities, and we have established a community structure throughout the Corcagina Peninsula, and those members come together each month to highlight their needs and maybe look for some resources and see how we can work with them in addressing their needs.
So things that we hadn't envisaged at the start was the development of a mentorship program, and so now you have mentors in the community who can advise others. We didn't anticipate the interest from the farming community, so the establishment of the West Kerry Dairy Farmers Sustainable Energy Community, and also the interest in the farmers in developing an anaerobic digestion feasibility study.
Bhí Carolyn poblair again, chuoinmar surveys, agus tháinig fearmóir de gachsortan, fearmóirí Kerry, fearmóirí stock, agus chomá leis sin gnámhaintear an phobal go bhfuil simimeacha ag cuasaí fuinneamh in anúite.
I took part in the course. There was 12 fabulous people from all over the peninsula, and what we learned on the course, from hydroelectricity to wind turbines, and basically the retrofitting of houses and giving them a BR it was great, absolutely great, really.
We set up a sustainable energy community as part of the SCA, Sustainable Energy Authority of Ireland's schemes. And within that, then we had a spin-off of a particular sustainable energy community for the farming community, West Kerry farmers. It's over 100 of them involved.
In terms of how I got involved with the West Kerry Dairy Farmers Sustainable Energy Community, SEC, basically it was through a neighbour of ours, Dingle. I felt if I could help, I was happy to do that. So I joined up, and I'm the secretary now. And there are a huge group of farmers signed up, and there are 4 farmers on the committee, so it's a privilege really to work with them.
So the Dingle project is one of ESB Network's flagship innovation projects, and it will see the deployment of a broad range of renewable energy technologies across the peninsula. So technologies like solar PVs, battery management systems, air source heat pumps, smart EV chargers and EVs themselves. So we'll be working with the community, and they will be trialling and testing these renewable energy technologies on our network, and the results of these tests and trials will then inform ESP Networks what they need to do to design a low carbon sustainable network going into the future. So with this in mind, we looked at a number of different engagement initiatives, and the first of the initiatives were really more structural, and they revolved around putting a partnership in place with the Dingle Creativity and Innovation Hub, which helped solidify our presence early in the project and also allowed us to build on the existing relationships that they had. We also worked collaboratively with the Dingle Peninsula 2030 group, and this is an innovative partnership that's really looking at what's required from a broader societal perspective around moving to low carbon. And then we undertook a number of other initiatives, like participating and supporting in some of the local events here on the peninsula. So things like the LED Bulb Exchange Night in Pobbleskull, supporting the Energy Master Plan launch, and participating in festivals like Féile na Bealtaine, the Dingle Food Festival and the Dingle Film Festival. So I think all of those really helped us build our own independent relationships with people on the ground as well, and create an awareness of the project and what we were trying to do.
Tá sé anna compórta ar fad tá na síocháin go hálainn. Agus chun tamáint tá sé annías ar fad ciún agus aber tá an acceleration anna bheith féidir leis tamáint tapig más maileat nó maul nó péhad smaile thénig agus bunim anna hena bh gcónaí as dul amach sa bhótar.
One of the early projects we had to do as part of the Sustainable Energy Community was to develop an energy master plan and for the peninsula. And we did that using the data that was available, but we had to create new data as well. We were very fortunate that one of the engineers in Marai, who was doing his PhD, one of the two PhD students, Conor McGuckin and Evan Boyle was the sociologist.
Engaged research has played a central role, I guess, in embedding itself in the peninsula and working alongside different organisations and bodies in the area, bringing the kind of research expertise from the scientific community into a local context and communicating it in that context, and also working alongside people on the peninsula to develop research interventions which benefit the area. So you, on one end, you get research outputs, and on the other end you get local impact.
We're on the ground, we're talking to people, and we're building up a relationship with them and an understanding of what their concerns are, what their priorities are, the very practical barriers that they encounter in trying to implement different energy solutions. And then also in different ways we're at the other end, at the top down in the policy forming sphere, where we have relationships with the departments, and we're doing presentations at events. So we're taking what's happening on the ground and trying to bring it up nationally to inform the policy and make sure that people's needs are represented at that higher level.
It was tough becoming a graduate, and you think the hard work is done, and then you have to go out and live in the big city and try and earn your crust, and you're there, but moving back home is fantastic, and having that freedom to work within the area that you want to is fantastic. And I suppose in regarding to solar PV in general, working kind of on site and at the end of the day putting the cables together and actually seeing a spark of off-grid electricity, I mean it's a very rewarding job.
So Skyscraper Group was founded in 2016 with the goal of providing sustainable products to businesses, schools and universities across Ireland. The business, so far we have around 27 different products made all across the world. So all of our products they made from fully sustainable materials in an ethical manner. Within the next 10 years, we would like to also have created more jobs locally.
In the past few years, I've been involved in the Youth Advisory Board, and what I do within the Youth Advisory Board is organise events and information sessions for educated young people on the peninsula, for them to be able to get a better understanding of projects and initiatives that are happening on the peninsula. I think an interesting thing that came from working on the projects was I was working with a lot of people who were maybe 20, 30, even 40 years older than me, but it was interesting to see that the vision that we had for Dingle in the future was all very similar. We didn't have drastic views on anything, we all had the same vision. So it was nice to see that as well, that, you know, older members of the community still are thinking generations ahead and thinking of my generation and even the generation to come after me, which I think is the end goal for all of us.
Yeah, it's very obvious around the town to see what's happening in relation to, say, Dingle 2030. I suppose the cars are the most obvious sign, and people, I suppose, when they initially appeared on the street, there was great excitement, wondering what those that didn't get involved.
Some gur rud maithe se had in lehinnis agus tá sé tacht anyway, so más féidir linn nágrasí atá timpeall atá buinteach leis an saosa rud a bhealaisteach agus cabharthabhairt don lehinnis tá deisigan stocha a bheith mar sais market leader no sais sampla don codella don tier.
I've been on the buses, and that's a very good innovation from where we are back west, where there was only one a week, if that, up until now. So that's a great new service.
Well, I know mostly about the transport options, looking at EVs, and there's talk, and obviously the public transport's been good. I guess that's part of the pilot for that. I hope there's more about active transport, cycling, walking, pedestrianisation. Haven't heard too much about energy, and how that works, and obviously ecotourism and trying to promote tourism of value rather than high volume.
I know the schools are very much involved in the future projects. The children are so aware now, and they're telling the adults the right way to do things. And around Dingle itself, there is definitely an awareness about sustainability.
The things that are happening here, like giving people the opportunity to try electric cars, like having the electric cars visible. Maar dit is je anna je vreugd naar de geen toe car. A der laat gur car electric agus go bhfuil sé nó sáid chuna bhúda do riine go nebrín na carna sa agus go nebrín siad in áit na iargúlta nóscha go riine.
So I think the real legacy of ESB Network's Dingle project will be the people who've worked with us on the project within the community. I feel as though we're leaving behind an empowered and informed community that's going to continue their journey to low carbon, and I have no doubt that we will have a community of active energy citizens.
It's beautiful for us, for researchers, to be able to see that the research that we're doing being used in the community, and for the community and the citizens on the Dingle Peninsula, they can take advantage of the research experience and expertise that we bring. So it's a wonderful co-creation, if you like, of solutions.
I'd simply say that I live on the Cork-Aguina Peninsula, and that is a peninsula that cares for its people.
Communities have great strength when they come together, and it's very exciting to see this happening here and to be a part of it. Mar a deirtear ní neart go cur le chéile.